here we are. So at the end of this World Summit, the ones that are here, I think this was great. It was a bit intense, but it was exciting. And so we set out with 3 clear objectives when we started. One was to raise awareness. 50 million people now, 131 million by 2050. 1 in every 3 look around is going to have dementia. So we need to raise awareness for AD and neurodegeneration, and I think we achieved that locally and globally, but we have to continue. The investment in research is just a small fraction of the costs of these disorders for society. I gave you numbers in the day we started. The current cost with AD per year, just AD, in the United States is 10 times the entire NIH budget for all disorders. It doesn't make sense. So the investment in research is a small fraction of the cost of these disorders for society. But what is more is having our loved ones losing their sense of self or their ability to move around is something that has no price tag. So we do need to raise awareness. The second objective was to discuss the many different approaches that are going on in the world to investigate the causes of disease and to prevent it or cure it. We saw advances in neuroscience and pathophysiology, but also in genetics, in chemistry, in inflammation, in gut, in behavior, in imaging, in brain stimulation. So a lot of different approaches. Maybe they will all be necessary for different subtypes of disease. Maybe they'll complement each other. Maybe some won't work. But we live with the hope that some of these approaches will help. And my gut feeling is that some will. Of course, I work in Parkinson's. I think some will for Parkinson's soon. January, right? So the last objective was to energize new discussions and new research. Now, this is more difficult. This depends on you. Just on you. After our summit, Commissioner Moedas went back and manifested the commitment of the European Commission to put funds on it, to support it. The Portuguese president, the next day, made also a commitment, or actually called for a commitment for this to happen, from research to care. So now we need to push for this new research. I mean, hopefully collaborations. Some of you had new chemical compounds. Some of you had old things. Some of you had simulation. And we do need all hands on deck. As I said in the beginning, all hands on deck. It doesn't go to say, oh, I'm a fundamental researcher, I don't care. I mean, this is too important of a problem. Finally, I really want to thank first all the speakers. I mean, it was really, really amazing that people came from all over the world to be here. Then our partners, the Fundación Reina Sofía, Fundación CIEN, and CIBERNED. It was great. I hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon. And then this all happens, and I stand up here, but there are a lot of people that actually work to make this happen. So in order to not make this a very boring moment, I'm going to read a list of people from the Spanish side and Portuguese side, and I'll just ask you that we just clap constantly. And those people feel thanked forever. So, Arturo Coelho, Jesús Ávila, María Eugenia Simón, José Luis Nogueira, María Ángel Pérez, Miguel Medina, Almudena Flores, Soledad Valero, Aina Frontera, José de Arriba, Palomas Vega, Beatriz Salado, Román Espino, Antonio Asensio, José Luis Madruga, Javier Misieses, and from the Champalimaud Foundation, I really want to thank Teresa Fernandez. She was amazing. Teresa, you can sleep now. André Valente, you can put on a few pounds now. And there are a lot more people to thank. I would like to thank my colleagues on the scientific committee, Albino Maia and Rui Costa, who did an outstanding job. If I missed your name here, it's not on purpose. I still love you. Thank you. So now we have some words from Jesus, my good friend Jesus. Jesus,